Hello everyone, I'm Munya from Hiperdist, and today I'll be giving you 3 Illustrator tips to help you create more complicated shapes in your artwork. Before we start, my Illustrator may look different from yours, but all these methods can work with any setup. Starting off with number 1, grouping things together. When using Illustrator, your layers can get really overwhelming, so to help with this, you should get used to grouping everything together using groups and layers. If you can't see the Layers window, you can bring it up by going to Window and going down to Layers, or pressing the F7 key on your keyboard. To group a set of objects, you just have to select all the objects you want and press Command G or Control G for Windows users. If you look over at the Layers window, you'll notice that all the objects are put into a drop-down menu titled Group. You're now able to rotate, scale, and move all the objects together, but if you want to edit something inside the group, you just have to double tap and it will allow you to edit the group. You can also put groups in other groups if you want. Moving on to number 2, clipping masks. Sometimes you make a design, but you want it to fit within a specific shape or size without having to change every component in your design. A simple way to do this is by using clipping masks. You can do this by selecting 2 objects, right-clicking and pressing Make Clipping Mask. This will make all the shapes underneath stay within the outline of the shape on top. It can be used with any closed shape in Illustrator, including compound shapes. And it can also be used with images. And finally, number 3, expanding shapes. This one is a bit more advanced, but very useful when used correctly. What expanding does is makes an outline into a path, compound path, or mesh, which allows you to use clipping masks with no issues. With a simple shape like a circle, you expand the appearance by selecting the shape, going up to Object, then to Expand, and it will open up a window and press OK. This will change your outline into a compound path that can be edited. Gradients are a bit more complicated, where when you expand the gradient, each shade of the color will become its own solid shape. Then expanding an outline with a gradient will create a mesh that allows you to change the color value of each of the points. With most complicated shapes like this, you'll press Expand Appearance rather than having to go to the Expand window. However, with text, it's slightly different, where you can either go through the Expand window or simply select the text, press Create Outline, which will create compound shapes for all of the letters. Finally, putting all those skills together, I created something like this. Do you think you could create something like this too? But those are my 3 points, and I hope this helps make your artwork just a little bit easier. Goodbye.